red than that. I think that's good. That's good with you, that's good with me.
Yep. Check. You rolling?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm wrong. Alright, Yitzi, can you look in the middle between both of us, please?
Sure.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
So, what's going on? What do you know?
This is yet again another example of one of the open-air drug markets in the city that have been failed to be closed down, and we have another shooting. I mean, this corridor is notorious for violence, for shootings. This corridor has the highest level of policing in the district by far, and there's police on this corridor constantly. But if they continue to fail to get to the root cause and to actually address these open-air drug markets, we're going to continue to see these cases playing out.
You said that you have a lot to say. You just have the floor. Just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is extremely upsetting. You know, I find myself constantly out here on this corridor with shootings, and in this case also a homicide, where you just have a constant around-the-clock open-air drug market around the corner from the police station, and they're failing to address this and failing to root out these open-air drug markets. And you have businesses here that are trying to survive, that are trying to stay open, to service the community, and they simply can't continue to do that when there's this loitering blocking the entrances of their businesses. We have a senior center over here, which I'm at all the time, and the seniors are afraid to come outside because of this. And enough is enough already. And you know, I'm constantly asking the leadership of BPD and of the district to come out here and address it. You know, we put in a lot of work on this corridor. We just had this crosswalk put in for the seniors right over here so that they can patronize these businesses and go for a walk, but they can't come out on the corridor when this violence continues.
What do you want to see BPD do?
It's very simple. I want them to put an end to these to this violence that's taking place in these open-air drug markets.
Are the residents helping, or are they telling the police what they know, or is this,
where's people? People are the residents who live around here are constantly calling, asking for help. They're crying out for help, and they want this to stop. And it's very simple. There can be they can put an end to the loitering, the blocking of businesses. They can ban these folks from standing in front of these businesses and standing on these businesses' properties. But the Northwest District's failing to do that, and it's time for them to stand up and actually take this action, or we're going to continue to see it at the same exact locations over and over again, having these shootings, having these homicides connected to these open-air drug markets that are taking place. And this corner right here is notorious for that, and this isn't the first shooting, and unless BPD steps up and addresses this, it won't be the last.
You good?
I'm good. Yes. Is there any last-minute comments, things that you want to say, or?
I mean, I think that sums it up.
Thanks.
And I literally can list out for you each location. It's going to be constantly one after another. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And I've been telling this major, like, these businesses don't want them here. Come out there, identify these guys, ban them from the property. As soon as they're standing on the business property, that's trespassing.
Right.
Nope. They're standing out here with guns. Like you can see it. You can drive by and see the guns out in plain sight, and they don't address it. And so this is what we're going to just continue to have over and over again.
And this isn't like the situation over in Northeast where the business is not doing anything about it. It's just a matter of these are just loiterers.
You're talking about the VP?
Yeah.
You guys don't even have that story on that. The VP over there, where they're talking about padlocking it, the business has been complaining about the drug dealing and the violence there all the time. If you look at the calls for service, they're constantly calling for this, but BPD's failing to do their job. So why should these why should the business be shut down? Because the only time a business should be shut down is if they're part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If they're actually if they're concealing the drugs, like we padlocked a gas station up over there.
Yeah, up
once
northwest, yeah.
because they padlocked it because the guy behind the counter was actually concealing the drugs behind the counter for the drug dealers. That's not what's going on over east.
Yeah.
Over east, the biggest victims there are the business owner who's afraid to go inside his gas station because there's an open air drug market. I have it over here. I got gas station owners on Reisterstown Road who put up expensive cameras to try to address the crime there, and they're literally texting 911 daily, calling 911 daily. When we pull the calls for service to the gas stations in my district, it's almost the same phone numbers every time. It's the gas station constantly calling saying, hey, here's who's dealing. But if the Northwest District's going to fail to address it, then they're being held hostage in their own business.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Cool.
Well, we appreciate your time.
I
Thank
appreciate you guys
Thanks
coming out
so
and
much.
covering it. I think the only way they're gonna wake up is if they get enough attention on it. So, all right, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks.
Hey, it's